These are 5 different ways that you can do cardio without moving. We're gonna talk about some different ways that you can do cardio that you can actually get your heart rate up without moving at all so you can stay stationary. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that wanna take a look at how can I actually burn calories, how can I get my heart rate up and stay stationary and not have to be running around, running a marathon, doing all this crazy stuff. Okay, so at number 1, we have the sauna. Funny enough, a lot of people don't even realize that you can actually get cardio in by sitting in the sauna. The reason this works as cardio is because as your body temperature increases as you're in the sauna, your heart rate actually picks up as well. Your heart rate is pumping and it's sending blood all around your body to different places, and your body is really heating up and your body is trying to counteract. What happens when you go into the sauna is obviously a sauna is a type of heat immersion, intentional heat immersion. So you're in a very, very hot condensed room and it's going to increase your core body temperature. Now your body's always trying to maintain homeostasis, which is essentially a point of neutrality. So as your body starts to really heat up and you start to sweat, your body is starting to increase your heart rate and it's really fighting and trying to counteract your body getting super hot so you can kind of maintain a core internal temperature. This is really interesting. You can actually sort of get some cardio done, and there's a lot of cardiovascular benefits you can get just by sitting in the sauna and letting your body run its normal process of trying to regulate itself. I actually like to do cardio, whether it's walking, running, or even HIIT style training, and then go into the sauna afterwards. I feel like not only is my core body temperature elevated already when I get into the sauna, so I sweat a whole lot faster and it's more difficult, but I also feel like I get an extended little boost of cardio by sitting in the sauna after workout. All right, next up is number 2, and that's going to be the arm bikes. You guys have probably seen these at different gyms. It's a machine essentially where it has pedals and you basically just go crazy with it. And instead of actually having to be on a regular bike, instead of moving, instead of, going on, 5, 10, 20 mile bike ride or something like that where you're moving around, this is a totally stationary machine. All you have to do is sit there, but because your hand is moving, your arms are moving at a super fast pace, it's going to increase your heart rate and it's going to be a good form of cardio. You can do a HIIT style workout on here, like Tabata is really good, where you just go crazy for 20 seconds and then you rest for 10 seconds. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's a great way to do it. This is an interesting workout, so I want you guys to drop a like if you've ever thought about using one of those arm bike machines. I wanna know so I can see which one of you guys are getting out there and getting creative with your cardio. Moving on to number 3, we have aerial silk yoga. Now stick with me, I know this one's a little interesting here, but aerial silk yoga is essentially doing a type of yoga where you're hanging from the wall. This is essentially a type of yoga that you do while hanging from silk ribbons. It's an intense full body workout and it totally tests your confidence, your ability, your flexibility, all these different things. So even though you're not moving your body around, where you're like changing your location, you're still going to be working incredibly hard. You're gonna have to use your abs, your core, flexing different types of muscles, moving. Your heart rate's going to increase a ton. And it doesn't have to be this crazy aerial silk yoga. That's just an example. This can be regular yoga as well. Regular yoga, you're stationary on a mat. You're typically not moving around. You're just sitting right there in that confined space. But because of the stretches and the mobility and the range of motion, and you're testing all these different things, and it takes your core and ab strength, you get incredibly hot. You get incredibly sweaty a lot of times, especially if you're doing hot yoga. It's definitely going to be a good form of yoga. If you go to a yoga class called a vinyasa yoga class or a vinyasa flow, you're going to get a lot more quick, faster movements, shorter holds, and a lot more variation, which is going to increase your body temperature and your heart rate even more. All right, next up for number 4 is going to be sex. Yep, this is a great way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's enjoyable and it's also difficult, right? As far as the cardio side. And most of the time when you're having sex, especially when you're doing most of the work, you are going to be getting in cardio. Yes, you're going to be working hard. You're going to be putting a lot of different movements in. Your heart rate's going to increase. You're going to be breathing heavily. And so yes, this is cardio. You're totally burning calories while you have sex. And a lot of times, just depending on what you're doing, what position you're getting into, you're going to be staying stationary. You're either on a bed, on a couch, standing still, whatever the case may be. So you don't need to go on a run. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff. I literally have had friends in the past that, were pretty much overweight, not working out at all. And the only reason they didn't get incredibly fat is because they were having tons of sex. Some people may not agree with me on this one though. Drop a comment. Do you agree with me? Would you say sex is a form of cardio? I want to know. All right, and last up, we actually have a very unique movement. It's an interesting sort of workout routine called animal flow. This is a very unique type of workout style that uses a lot of quadrupedal and ground-based movements. Now, quadrupedal essentially means movements of a four-legged animal. We as humans are bipedal, meaning that we stand up and we walk on two legs. Quadrupedal meaning four legs. So you can see videos of this, you can look up different ways. They actually have classes, they have certified instructors that teach this flow. Sort of similar to yoga in the sense that you're staying in one sort of position. You're not like moving around, changing your location, but you are doing different movements that require strength, stability, cardiovascular health, things like that. So you'll definitely increase your heart rate a lot, and it's going to challenge you in a lot of different ways. It's going to, be a form of cardio. You're going to burn calories, you're going to move your body in a bunch of different ways. So those are the 5 ways you can actually do cardio without moving. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm going to wrap it up there.